Have you ever noticed how sometimes the biggest problem in your life is not your boss, not your family, not your past, not even the people who doubted you, but you? Not because you are weak, not because you are broken, but because some part of you keeps pulling the handbrake every time you try to move forward. You say you want to change, but you keep repeating the same habits. You say you want peace, but you keep attacking yourself in your own head. You say you want a better life, but the moment an opportunity appears, you start thinking, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people laugh? And slowly, without even realizing it, you become your own worst enemy. The hard truth is this: most people are not destroyed by one big mistake. They are slowly drained by the small battles they fight against themselves every single day. The overthinking, the self-doubt, the procrastination, the negative self-talk, the fear of being judged, the habit of quitting before things get serious. And the worst part is, it feels normal because you have lived with it for so long. It feels like your personality, but it is not your personality. It is a pattern, and patterns can be changed. The first step to stop being your own worst enemy is to understand that your mind is not always telling you the truth. Your mind is trying to protect you, but sometimes it protects you in the wrong way. When you think, don't try, you might fail, that sounds like safety, but it also keeps you stuck. When you think, don't post that video, people might judge you, that sounds like protection, but it also keeps your voice hidden. When you think, don't start now, wait until you are ready, that sounds reasonable, but sometimes ready is just fear wearing a smarter outfit. Think about someone who wants to start working out. They buy the shoes, watch the videos, save the meal plans, and imagine the new version of themselves. But then the first day comes, and their mind says, you're too tired today. Start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes Monday. Monday becomes next month. Next month becomes another year. And suddenly, the problem is not that they did not know what to do. The problem is that their own mind kept negotiating them out of the life they said they wanted. So one of the most powerful things you can do is stop believing every thought just because it appears in your head. A thought is not a fact. A feeling is not a command. Just because you feel scared does not mean you should stop. Just because you feel unmotivated does not mean you are lazy. Just because you think you are behind does not mean your life is over. Sometimes your mind is just loud, not accurate. The second step is to change the way you talk to yourself. This sounds simple, but it is huge, because you spend more time with your own voice than with anyone else in the world. And if that voice is always insulting you, doubting you, and reminding you of every failure, how are you supposed to grow? Imagine trying to help a friend improve by saying, you're useless. You always mess things up. You'll never change. That friend would feel destroyed. But many people talk to themselves like that every day and then wonder why they have no confidence. You do not need fake positivity. You do not need to stand in front of the mirror and pretend everything is perfect. But you do need to be fair with yourself. Instead of saying, I'm a failure, say, I made a mistake, and I can learn from it. Instead of saying, I always ruin everything, say, I did not handle that well, but I can handle the next one better. Instead of saying, I'm too late, say, I'm starting from where I am. That kind of self-talk does not make you soft. It makes you stronger because it gives you a way forward. The third step is to stop waiting for confidence before you take action. A lot of people think confident people act because they feel confident. But most of the time, confidence comes after action, not before it. You do the thing scared. You survive it. You do it again. You get a little better. Then your brain starts to believe, maybe I can do this. Confidence is not something you find first. It is something you build through proof. For example, someone who is afraid to speak in public will not magically wake up one day fearless. They may start by speaking in a small meeting, then maybe recording themselves, then maybe presenting to a few people. Every small action becomes evidence, and the brain needs evidence. You cannot think your way into confidence forever. At some point, you have to move. The fourth step is to stop using perfection as an excuse. Perfection looks impressive from the outside, but many times it is just fear in a nice suit. You tell yourself, I'll start when the idea is perfect. I'll launch when the design is perfect. I'll apply when my skills are perfect. But the truth is, perfect conditions almost never come. And even when they do, you will probably find another reason to wait. The people who grow are not always the most talented. They are usually the ones who are willing to be bad at something long enough to become good. Your first video might be awkward. Your first business idea might be messy. Your first gym session might feel embarrassing. Your first attempt may not look like the version in your head. But that is normal. You are not supposed to be excellent at the beginning. You are supposed to begin. The fifth step is to stop turning one bad moment into your whole identity. You missed one day, and suddenly you say, I have no discipline. You failed one test, and suddenly you say, I'm stupid. Someone rejected you, and suddenly you say, I'm not worth it. This is how people trap themselves. They take a moment and turn it into a label. But you are not your worst day. You are not your last mistake. You are not the opinion of someone who only saw one version of you. A mistake is an event. It is not an identity. You can say, I procrastinated today, without saying, I am a lazy person. You can say, I reacted badly, without saying, I am a bad person. This small difference matters because when you turn mistakes into identity, you lose hope. But when you see mistakes as behavior, you can change them. The sixth step is to build trust with yourself again. A lot of self-sabotage comes from broken self-trust. You promised yourself you would wake up early, and you did not. You promised yourself you would stop texting that person, and you did. You promised yourself you would work on your goals, and you avoided them. After a while, your brain stops believing you. So when you say, this time I'll change, a part of you laughs because it has heard that before. The way to rebuild self-trust is not through huge promises. It is through small promises you actually keep. Do not start with, I'll change my whole life this week. Start with, I'll walk for 10 minutes. I'll write one paragraph. I'll clean my desk. I'll sleep 30 minutes earlier. Small wins may not look dramatic, but they are powerful because they teach your brain. When I say something, I do it. And that is how self-respect grows. The seventh step is to stop living only inside your head. Overthinking can feel productive, but most of the time it is just movement without progress. You replay conversations. You imagine worst-case scenarios. You create problems that have not happened yet. And by the time you are done thinking, you are exhausted, even though nothing actually changed. When you catch yourself overthinking, ask one simple question. What is the next real action? Not the perfect action, not the full plan for the next 5 years, just the next real action. Send the message, open the document, put on your shoes, make the call, write the first line. Action breaks the loop. Your mind becomes calmer when your life starts moving. The eighth step is to choose your environment carefully. Sometimes you are not weak. You are just surrounded by things that constantly pull you backward. If your phone is next to your bed, you will probably scroll. If you spend all day around people who mock growth, you will hide your ambition. If your room is chaotic, your mind may feel chaotic too. Your environment is not everything. but it matters more than people admit. Make it easier to become the person you want to be. Put your workout clothes where you can see them. Remove apps that steal your time. Spend more time with people who make discipline feel normal. Follow creators who inspire action, not comparison. Design your surroundings so your future self has less fighting to do. And finally, you need to forgive yourself, but not excuse yourself. There is a difference. Forgiving yourself means you stop using the past as a weapon against yourself. Excusing yourself means you avoid responsibility. You need both kindness and honesty. You can say, I understand why I became this way, and still say, but I do not want to stay this way. You can have compassion for your past and still demand better from your future. Stopping self-sabotage does not mean you will never doubt yourself again. It means doubt no longer drives the car. It means fear can sit in the passenger seat, but it does not choose the destination. It means you stop treating yourself like an enemy that needs punishment, and start treating yourself like a person you are responsible for building. So today, do not try to fix your entire life. Just notice one way you are working against yourself. One thought, one habit, one excuse, one pattern. Then interrupt it. Do one small thing that proves you are on your own side. Because the moment you stop fighting yourself, you get your energy back. And when you get your energy back, your life starts to move again. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are not your worst mistake. You are a person who learned some survival patterns that no longer serve you. And now, you can learn new ones. The goal is not to become perfect. The goal is to become someone you can trust. Someone who keeps going. Someone who does not quit on themselves. Because once you stop being your own worst enemy, you finally become the person you needed all along.